This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
It is our random question, 206-421-ROCK. Hello, Scott. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Random.
Hola. Scott, welcome to the program. Random question. Oh, let's see. What do we got here for you, Scott? How about this one? What would you say is the best or worst gift that you've ever received? Best or worst gift?
Grandparent that really likes to buy gifts multiple times for people. So they'll buy it subsequent years in a row. Like I got a ditty bag like 2-3 times in a row. My dad got a skill saw 2 or 3 times in a row.
The same one? Like the same model?
Same model, same everything. I mean, the only difference between the 3 skill saws is they implemented a safety on it.
So does she forget that she has bought this and every year she thinks she's come up with the perfect plan, or does she just think she's replacing the quote-unquote old one?
No, my grandfather thinks that he's fantastic.
Ah, okay. All right.
Interesting. All right. Well, I guess I was thinking he was buying them hot.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's it.
On the back of a van. It's like, hell then, man. I'm going to buy 3 or 4.
New Jersey.
Yeah, okay.
I know that my in-laws, I don't know how this started, and it was long before I showed up in their personal scene. Maybe they went to Maine or something and saw a lighthouse and, bought a book about lighthouses. So this had to be 30 years ago, according to them, and they're like, especially my father-in-law, is just like, I'm goddamn sick of it. He's like, we bought a book. We had it out. Family sees it. Friend sees it. He goes, every birthday, every Christmas, every Easter. We just get more and more lighthouse-related stuff, but it's gone on for so long, we can't tell people we don't care about lighthouses because it'll hurt their feelings. So when you go to their house, I'm the one who brought it up. Like, God damn, man. You have a lot of books on lighthouses. And he's like, I don't care. I said, well, why do you have them? And he explained the story. He's like, every year, and he gets it. He's like, snow globes, books, calendars, knit stuff, just everything related to lighthouses. He's like, I don't hate lighthouses. I'm indifferent to lighthouses. We bought a book because we were there, and now every year, everyone that knows us keeps buying crap about lighthouses.
Basically, when you see them, you go, oh, look, there's a lighthouse.
Sure.
It's not common. But I know people who...
There's people that, that's what they do. They'll travel around just to go see lighthouses.
Lighthouses, trains. I
take the tour in the inside if you can get in.
If that is your passion, I understand. The problem is, he's like, it's not my passion, but everyone thinks it is. It's like, but again, it's gone on for so long that for me to spill the beans to anyone would just crush the hearts and souls of tens of dozens of people that keep doing this.
There are lighthouses that are Airbnbs. That you can go and you can spend a night or two in.
That doesn't shock me. I know, in the Northeast, they're massive.
They're
it's a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
I remember early in my radio career, I was pretty convinced I'm not going to keep my job at CBS Radio, right? You're a low man on the totem pole, so you're always looking at the trades. And there was a small radio station. It was outside of Boston, but essentially they just served as a superstation for all the Boston stations. So the people in this other.
Okay.
But it was, you run the board. You might get a bit of an air shift, right? Because it's a smaller station. But also one of your duties was to maintain the lighthouse. I'm like, what? So you had to be like board op, sometimes on air, production director. Basically, you're a one-man show. You're running the station, but also, in addition to your radio duties, you had to maintain the lighthouse. Like, no.
That's the one on Martha's Vineyard.
It was not Martha's Vineyard, right. But it's something similar like that. Like, are you kidding?
Discovery Park has got a teeny tiny little lighthouse that sits down at the bottom of the water. It's pretty cool.
It's funny.
They do.
Baltimore has one on their tourist-driven Inner Harbor, and everybody in the city gets so excited about it. It has some historic value. It's like 9 feet tall. Who was this for? People with toy boats? Honest to God, if you were to shine the light, it's lateral. You're not above anything. This thing, it'd be like being on the second floor of your own home and shining a flashlight. That's not guidance.
Did you see the person who was doing the toy remote-controlled boat down in the lake in Florida?
No.
It's like, he's with his son, like, also this alligator comes up and goes,
It's just ate the kid's boat. I was going to say, that's horrible.
Get it back. No.
It's his now.
Son, that's gone.
Reason what's the best or worst gift you've received? That would be a cool gift to get, by the way, if you're a kid.
What's that?
Anything remote control like that, where you can take it out, even if it's a car or...
Yeah, my brother just sent my son one, man.
Yeah, they're awesome.
We haven't broken it out yet because the weather sucks, but it's sitting in his room. I'm ready.
Isn't that part of being a kid? Like, I don't know what the age is, but at some point you get a remote control car.
You do, man. You get to control it. It's fun. And the sound, God, you hate to date yourself, but here it is. So the first remote control toy that they advertised nationally, and right before Christmas, of course. Do you remember Tobor? All right, so it looked like a typical 70s archetype robot, okay? And the big exciting thing was it's Tobor, robot backwards. That was the big sales pitch. But back then, remote control, it was audio remote control. So when you pressed a button, it was just like, bang, and it would turn this thing around. So we realized if you yelled loud enough, you could get this thing to turn around. Then I got my first remote control van. It was a put-in Tobor toy. But it was my first remote control thing. It sucked. And you had to press this big-ass orange button. And at the age of like 8 or 9, it took all of your strength. And this thing sounded like a gunshot every time you pressed it down. But this was breaking technology. We couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh, my God. We must be rich.
I loved Tandy walkie-talkies.
Dude,
I
loved walkie-talkies.
You could go in the woods, use your walkie-talkie, you separate from your friends, and report about nothing that's happening 300 yards away.
Did you try to do the Morse code that they always put on front?
They did, but
nobody knew it. Right, I know, but they did it on each one.
Reason we asked, what's the best or worst gift you've ever received? A woman is suing a novelty gift company for sending her a life-size D-shaped chocolate bar to her door. As reported by Courthouse News, the complaint filed by Linda Parks in Ventura County, California, details the emotional distress that she received when she got an unexpected chocolate D delivery from a company, D at Your Door, owned by Raid Parade LLC. D at Your Door sells a range of prank items beyond the Choco Dongs. They also offer chocolate backsides with a message, live fast, eat you know what, printed on the box. They also offer a bag of D gummies and glitter bombs. The complaint claims the 5-inch chocolate phallus has no redeeming social qualities whatsoever.
It's chocolate.
She's suing for damages including psychological counseling, lost wages, and cost of the suit. Parks is not just a resident, by the way, of Ventura County, but a local politician acting as a supervisor. So she received the D in 2021, according to a report at the time. The effort to recall her position as supervisor at that time also was underway.
Right.
Because she voted in favor of suing businesses that refused to comply with state and county health regulations to slow the spread of COVID-19, such as indoor mask wearing. This is the level of gutter politics going on in this town. A note on the box said, enjoy your early retirement. You deserve it. The actions of the defendants were outrageous, intentional, and malicious, and done with reckless disregard of the fact that they would certainly cause plaintiff to suffer severe and emotional physical distress, according to the complaint.
How?
Parks claimed to have suffered headaches, fear, nervousness, anxiety, worry, and indignity because of the mysterious chocolate phallus.
It's a chocolate penis, not a spitting cobra.
Like, yeah, but you can't sleep because somebody sent you that? Like, that seems ridiculous.
And you're a politician, right? And I mean, politicians are getting death threats. People plan to kidnap you and do stuff. Like, you got a chocolate penis, man. No offense. Like, if that's the worst of it, you're doing A-OK.
D at Your Door, by the way, says that it'll ship everything with complete discretion, and that it won't give your information out unless you do something illegal, or you are involved in a legal lawsuit, such as sexual harassment, stalking, etc.
Sure.
And they're required by law not to do that. But otherwise, it's free game.
Yeah, chocolate penis.
Huh.
That's Tobor.
I don't know if I've ever seen Tobor.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, dude. I mean, it's not cool. It was exciting at the time. You see this remote control? You had to press down on this thing. That's why it has a speaker. Because that was, quote unquote, the remote control. And all it could do was change direction. It didn't talk, didn't do anything. All it could do. That's all it could do. But man, oh man, I'm telling you, I remember the kid in my neighborhood who got one. It's like, oh my God, you have your own robot, man. Right? Yeah. Hello, Tanner. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, guys.
Hola.
Tanner, welcome to the program. Random question.
Yeah, real quick, Miles.
Yes.
Did you get a hole in one?
I did not get a hole in one.
But we thank you for asking.
Yep. Trust me, man, you would know right away if I got a hole in one. I wouldn't even start the show. I just go, hole in one, hole in one. Let's see. That's not going to happen for them. Terry, let's go this one. What do you think you dream about more frequently than other topics or dreams?
Like when you're sleeping?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, actually it's terrible and it freaks me out is I always have a reoccurring dream where I'm driving off a bridge.
Intentionally or are things going wrong?
Like thing went wrong and I'm like just like a tire blew out and then I'm just going off the side of the bridge into the water.
Now do you find
and
that...
I can't swim.
So in your dream, does the car actually go off of the bridge and hit the water?
Yep.
Damn.
Now, can you swim in real life?
Nope.
So this is part of the reason I believe you have that dream.
All right.
The fear of drowning.
Or you drive like crap.
You can avoid water most of the time if necessary. But in an instance where something were to happen that was like you said, blowing a tire out, car goes over the bridge, you just know even if you get out of your car, it doesn't really matter.
But you got to fight.
Yeah, and I'm also the guy that, remember, I work on submarines. So.
Oh, gee, can't swim, working on submarines.
Well,
I know it's not like you just open a tube and go for a swim, but it just seems to me, if I'm going to be underwater for like 6 months at a time, or even just working on them dry dock, knowing how to swim would be kind of integral to the job.
Mm-hmm. Will you get in water? Yeah. Will you get in water in general? I got a pool in my backyard that say it's 4 feet deep or whatever. Would you come over? You'll wade and stuff.
Yeah, I get in. And the best thing is I used to go swimming a lot with my friends, and I'd always had a life jacket on, because if I had a life jacket on, I could swim. I just can't float well, and I can't tread water. So I'd jump off a cliff and into the water, and I'd be like a bobber. It was the funniest thing to watch.
It's amazing you didn't rip your shoulder out of socket or anything like that.
Yeah, they actually, when my father first joined the Navy, one of the things they did, this seems counterintuitive, but anyway, this is a government-funded project, all right? So it was explained to them, hey, there are 2 different types of life jackets on this ship, okay? And for whatever reason, we can't get rid of the ones that we don't use, but just know in the event of an emergency, don't use that one, use this one. So they all had to put on the ones that should be recalled, for lack of a better term, and they pushed their asses off the side of this boat. I mean, we're not talking an aircraft carrier, but you still had a pretty solid drop, like 30 feet or something into the water. And my father goes, we're all lined up, man. We don't know what to expect. We don't understand. We think we're going to get in and we're going to sink. And he goes, it's the exact opposite of that. The point of the life jackets they had on this boat was that they are impossible to sink. And it's true. It doesn't stop your body, right? So they pushed this first guy off, right? And you could hear him scream back up top, but they made each guy jump off. And he's like, man, so you're standing there knowing you're just going to blow out your shoulders or whatever the case. And everyone got a little better, but he's like, he's right. You'd hit this thing. A couple of guys, he said, would slam the water so hard, they disappeared, but a life jacket still on top of the water. You can't sink it. And they'd swim back up. And they're like, why were they on the boat? He's like, that's what we all asked. CO explained, because they won't let us get rid of them.
Reason we asked, what do you think you dream about the most? Some dream interpreters were wondering if people around the world dream like you do, depending on what country you live in.
I hope not.
So a new study by a bed guide company, along with these dream interpreters, has unveiled what the most common dream is in every country by translating the word dream into every language and then analyzing Google search data. The study revealed countries' most commonly searched dream subjects. So looking at the results, it's safe to say that dreams can say a lot about a country's psyche. The UK, for example, supposedly dreams most about your teeth falling out.
They should. It's not a dream.
Which apparently can mean you're feeling anxious or stressed, which, to be honest,
or you're English.
About right. The United States, Canada, and Australia also both had lots of toothless dreams. But the most common dream around the world, it concerned snakes. That was the most common dream in more than a third of all countries, from Brazil, India, Kazakhstan, Egypt. Other animal-based dreams featured mice, lice, doves, squirrels, and fish. While animals featured a lot in the study, there were plenty of other popular subjects. Those included ex-relationships, Japan, Madagascar. People dreamed about that a lot. Falling into water. That's in South Korea. Being cheated on. And the dead, Costa Rica and Hungary.
The dead? Is it?
The dead, yeah.
Okay. The Grateful Dead.
Sure. Jerry, Bob. Other countries ranked with slightly more positive subjects. Iceland apparently dreams a lot about snow.
You don't
they live in Iceland.
Yeah.
Greece dreams about hats.
All right.
Ethiopians dream about shoes. Albania about breasts.
All right.
Lots of others dreamt about marriage and pregnancy, which we can guess could be good or bad, as well as money and cutting hair. So basically, we've got a little breakdown here for you. So I'll give you some of the more notable ones. In Belgium, the number one thing that people dream about is their teeth falling out.
All the highlighted ones, just, teeth falling out.
Albania, they dream about breasts.
Yeah.
In Armenia, they dream about grapes.
Grapes?
Grapes.
Come on, Armenia.
In El Salvador, they dream about lice. So I'm assuming there's a lice problem. Fiji dreams the most of the peacock.
Okay.
In France, most people dream about an ex. In Cambodia, they dream about crocodiles.
That is fair.
That is fair. In Libya, it's cutting hair. In the Maldives, it's your teeth falling out again. Also on the list here. Peru dreams about rats. Poland again, your teeth are going to fall out. Same with Norway. Your teeth are going to fall out. In Nambia, they dream about squirrels.
Squirrels?
That's nuts. In the Ukraine...
You ever had a squirrel dream? I had a squirrel dream. The one bit me.
I don't know that I've ever had a squirrel dream.
Oh, yeah, it's common.
In the Ukraine, they dream about the sea, but that may have changed a bit.
You think?
UK, UAE, and the United States all dream of teeth falling out. Venezuela has lice dreams.
Lice dreams.
And South Koreans dream about falling into water. So those are some of the
That's so
dreams.
weird, man.
Do you guys have dream patterns that are something that you can recognize that are identifiable? Half the time I just can't remember everything I've dreamt.
Yeah, I don't remember everything. I'm always... Generally, my dreams are that I need to be somewhere, and for whatever reason, you're just not getting there on time. And it's not always like something bad is happening. There's just a comedy of errors, and I never make it to the place that I'm supposed to be.
If I have a work dream, it's about not being able to get to work, to be on time, to be on the show. I don't know if that's just part of the profession. That's one of the... For whatever reason, I know where I need to go. I know what time it is. And then before I know it, it's like 2:05. It's kind of like that scene in Anchorman, where he needs to get to the studio, but they've already done the news, and Veronica
Morningstone, he can't get there.
No matter what, he just can't get there on time. For some reason, it's not exactly like that.
All right, but when you first started in radio, because people told me this would happen, and it did, what was your most common dream?
Dead air dreams.
Dead air dream, or you let a cuss word go out over the air.
Correct.
Right.
And I mean, and I'm not kidding, Mike, you had them too, right? It's just, I don't know what it is. It is universal, at least in this profession. Might be the same thing in TV as well, but... Because when you first start, I mean, the things they bang into your head, you got to be on time, dead air is horrible, and the worst thing you can do is let a cuss word go out. And I mean, you would dream 4 out of 7 nights a week, waking up in a cold panic, because in the dream, it never didn't happen, it always happened. And then I did it a few times in reality.
I wonder if developers...
That's part of the job, too.
That is the other part of it. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, anytime Facebook goes down, or one of the major, Instagram will typically go down as well, or whatever it is, I wonder if those people have the same type of reaction, the same type of dreams if the Amazon site goes down. If one of those major, places of retail online goes down, or something that people use, is there this, the urgency.
Right, there's a bit of panic. Right.
Dead air. So
you mean, so I'm working at Facebook or Amazon?
The worst thing that could possibly happen is you're not there anymore.
Sure.
It's like the fact that dead air means, look, you're not going to hear AC/DC.
Yeah, right.
So until we get this problem fixed, you're SOL. So do those professions have those dreams where they go down? Microsoft, something goes down, or what?
When I worked in restaurants, I never had restaurant dreams. Never negative. I might be eating at a restaurant, but it's never you burn the food or drop something. It is weird. Radio definitely hit me. Somebody here says, I keep having dreams about getting attacked by wild animals, basically getting mauled. I've never even been attacked by a wild animal before, which is a good thing. Someone else says, a thing I have a dream about probably every other week, velociraptors. I think I watched Jurassic Park too young, and since then, velociraptors are always in my dreams.
I have that one all the time. For
Really?
whatever
Really?
reason, that is like my worst night, my recurring nightmare. I am not afraid of them. Obviously, they're thought up by Steven Spielberg, and they were a real creature and whatnot. But
65 million years ago,
right? And I thought they were one of the coolest dinosaurs in the movie. But for whatever reason, if I have a dream where I'm being chased by something or being hunted by something, it's doggone velociraptors.
I don't think I've ever had a dinosaur dream.
I would not want to.
I
have
can
one.
understand Komodo dragon.
Yeah,
tiger, something that's there.
No, for whatever reason, I am just in a situation where there is one loose. I'm in the woods. There was one, honestly, this last week. I had one within the last week.
That's what I'm thinking.
Where,
the cops want to help track down the velociraptors.
For whatever reason, is I'm in my house back. I'm in with my parents, and I'm in my house, and then my uncle comes over because he's going to loose this velociraptor to then clean up the area behind our house, right? Whatever the hell that means.
Right.
And then the thing, it gets loose. They can't get it back in. Now he's just out there somewhere, and I know the doggone thing's hunting me. I end up underneath my freaking bed, and it is coming in and around me.
Does it mimic the scene in the movie?
But you see the toes snapping and all that?
No, I look around the corner and I see it, and I think, man, I really hope that he doesn't find me in there. And then right about that time, it looks right at me, and then it just comes after me.
Jesus.
Is that the one with the big red eye?
They had a green eye.
Oh, green eye.
Oh,
yeah,
green
you
eye.
always see the eye at first before they.
That's always the thing, right? Just to freak out. Have you ever had a dream where you died in it? I've had one that I can remember. It was like a road warrior kind of scenario. Basically, I'm on the back of like this goddamn oil truck in the middle of the desert fighting somebody, whatever. Things are not going well. And there's all those like dune buggy, crazy ass vehicles behind us. And at some point, my beef is with one of the guys who's driving behind me. You follow me? So I'm fighting all the other people, but my real problems with this dude. And in the dream, I guess I decided to be heroic. So I jump off the back of this truck because in my mind, I'm going to go through his windshield and take his ass out. And I landed under his front wheels. And I remember in the dream, it popped. It was like, and I was gone, man. I woke up like, God damn, that is not how I wanted that to go, man.
More of the random question coming up, 206-421-ROCK.
99.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Your guess is as good as mine. Coming up, our categories: the 10 most popular dog breeds in the United States, and Sunday Fun Day.
Sunday Fun Day.
10 best cities in the United States to enjoy your Sunday and have a good time based on brunch, walkability, cost per drink,
not having to work on Monday,
breweries and wineries in the area per 100,000 people. So, yeah, if you want to have a little fun on a Sunday, that's all coming up with your guess. It's as good as mine. It is our random question, 206-421-ROCK.
We asked a question about dreams, and one of the things you're saying, they broke them down around the world. Snakes are the dominant dream for countries around the world.
All right.
And then losing your teeth, all right? That seemed a pretty big one. People are chiming in here. None of those really figure into it. Here's a small sample of other people's dreams. I work at the power company. I dream about blacking out the whole Northwest. Understood, man. Understood. I always dream about poltergeist and being haunted. That's got to be fun.
Is it the clown doll under the bed, or is it?
I think they mean just poltergeist
in general.
Yeah.
Well, tonight it'll be clowns under the bed.
Tonight it will be clowns under the bed, yes. I have dreams of getting attacked by cats, and I'll tell you, that S hurts. I have weird geometry dreams that raise my heart rate so high I wake up sweating. Geometry.
You ever have the dream? Like, sometimes I have a dream.
That all of God's children, both black and white.
No, it's such a bad dream. But, like, Ponton or somebody from DeMatha, my high school, calls me. He's like, you're a couple credits short. And I'm always like, I'm 40. And they're like, you got to come back and take them. And I'm like, there's no way. I'm 40.
But they're putting pressure on you, right?
Yes.
It says, when I was young, and on occasion to this day, I have a recurring dream that I'm being chased down by a pack of rolling tires.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Rolling tires.
Rolling tires. For the past few years, I've had a dream about my mother, who has passed away, riding on the back of a black bear in my backyard. Not riding, writing on the back of a black bear in the backyard. More often than anything else, I dream of his dying in many different ways, and unfortunately, my dreams are so extremely vivid that I can feel, taste, see, and experience every sensation in every single dream, no matter how gruesome or terrible. Oftentimes, I'll be jumping over vast distances, miscalculated how high I've jumped, and then come smashing to the ground, hearing my bones crush and my entire being smashed against the concrete or whatever surface I'm landing on.
Well, that's one thing. I have reoccurring dreams about falling because I'm scared to death of heights.
Yeah.
But no matter what, I fall, and then I just get up and walk away. It doesn't matter if I fall off a
but it still kind of hurts,
40-story building.
Wait a minute, you don't wake up when you hit the ground?
No. I just get up in my dream and keep on walking around. Like,
Yeah,
like it did not affect me.
I feel like if I'm falling, right, I wake up before I hit the ground.
Before you even hit the ground.
And then, like, if it's a dream with a woman in it, it's like right before sex actually starts, I wake up.
Every time. Boy, I always remember a chick that worked at Chi Chi's. I thought she was smoking hot. Always wanted to be up in that. Never did. But I had a dream one night that she is a go. I mean, like, she wants me bad. And I'm like, hell yeah. And we're getting down to the nitty gritty, and my freaking alarm goes off. And I remember
Always.
like I'm pissed off. I'm hitting snooze. Like, could I get back in? I dreamt about something entirely different.
I always get pulled away for whatever reason.
Random.
So close.
Right, like same thing. Roaring, ready to go. Action's about to get started. And then I get like a phone call like, hey, we need you to come down here real quick. It's like, okay, hang on here for a second. And then I completely forget that anything happened.
I think, why is that? It's one thing if my body just chose to wake me up, right? And say, you missed out on sex.
why then?
But why does the alarm, like, how did my brain sync this up that at the climax of the movie, the power goes out, right?
And it happens a lot.
It does. It's like your brain is in cahoots with your alarm. Like, tell you what, we're going to get them all hot and bothered. And then you go off, wake them up and ruin it. And then he masturbates feverishly. Guess who it is, Ted? James. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola.
James, welcome to the program. The random question. Okay, let's see. How about this one? James, where were you the last time you saw a fight break out?
Uh-oh.
James?
Man.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm here. Unfortunately, I'm never looked. Actually, it was a couple years ago. It's like one of those fights that aren't official, like it was at the Green River College or whatever.
All right.
It's like it's called 6 feet under. People started fighting in the crowd. Like I think when their family member lost or something like that, and people were cheering, and they just started fighting because they're upset about their family member losing. That's the last time I saw a fight break out at a fight.
I don't know if I've ever seen a physical fight amongst relatives. I've seen tension get high with a couple of aunts, but I've never seen it come to blows.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I've seen any. No, I mean, me and my
I've
brother.
seen
we were
relatives
kids,
that I know get in fights with people that I did not know, but I've never seen them fight each other.
Ted, you saw a fight this weekend, right?
I did.
And you
Not
were-
like a fight. Well, like, yeah, somebody threw some punches and kind of killed the end of the night, kind of the mood and everything, but I was still kind of like jazzed up. I was like, man, I haven't seen somebody get punched in years.
Did they land a punch?
They did. But the other guy, I mean, it was weird. I thought they were like sitting together, and the one guy just seemed like he just kind of was like, all right, I'm done with you. And just hit him.
So nothing really like led up. It's just.
I wasn't at there in that area of the bar,
Yeah.
right? So it's like a place that has karaoke. So like my buddy's singing karaoke, and I'm just kind of looking over, watching, and then it was just like, oh, a fight. Like, all right.
God, it's been a while.
Last week, my buddy almost beat the living hell out of somebody in Fremont.
What, for just being Fremont-like?
Well, this guy was, come to find out, he was pretty well out of it. But one of the regular bars I go to, it was slammed, to say the least, based on the fact that basketball is on. So
Right.
Pretty packed house. This is a sports bar. And the
All right.
bartender's busting his ass, and it's busy, and he's trying to eat. So he got some food ordered, and he had pot stickers and a couple other things, but he put them on a plate on the end of the bar.
All right.
This guy walks in, picks up his plate of food, starts eating it, and walks out. This was an actual plate from the
What?
kitchen because he put it on a plate. He walked out with his food. So they tried to chase this guy down, not my buddy, but somebody else there who was a former bouncer. He was not working that night, but he went out and looked for this guy. And the guy ran across the street with a plate of food. They finally catch the guy, and he don't catch him. He threw the plate down and took off running. So that guy picked up the plate, brought it back into the bar. So my buddy and I are now at a different bar.
Okay.
Because that bar was so crazy, and that was right when I walked in. I missed all of that. I did not see any of it.
Okay.
I didn't see any of that go down. So he's like, the hell with that, man. Let's get out of here. So we go to a different bar, and the guy walks in, and I did not know what had happened. I was not privy to the story up until the point where the guy walks into the second
Oh,
bar.
so you're hearing the story when the guy walks in?
Yes.
All right.
He didn't tell me that. He didn't tell me what had happened beforehand, because I think he thought this guy was just out of his mind and gone. Well, he walks in there, and he asks for an application for a job, and he wants to order food. Well, we know what's going to happen now.
Right.
He's going to sit down, and as soon as the food comes to go, he's going to steal the food. So my buddy jumps up and he's like, get the F out of here right now. And he's a little bit aggressive. So he goes after the guy, and then everybody else kind of picks up on the fact that this guy is not so there's other people yelling at this guy to get out now.
Okay.
Most people don't know why, but after they got him out of there, my buddy explains it. So now we're walking down the street, we're going to go get a piece of pizza. This guy walks up to me. And I didn't really recognize him at first because he came up behind me.
Yeah.
But he was mumbling, and I couldn't really understand anything at this point. So this is when my buddy goes, dude, get the F out of here right now. So this guy tries to kick him. So now it's game on. So now he's like, all right, man, game on. So he just shoves him into the wall. And then he tries to kick this girl who's walking down the street.
Just randomly walking down the street?
So then he's, now it's on. It is on like Donkey Kong. So, but then this guy freaks out. A bus pulls up and he runs and he jumps onto the bus as fast as he can. And I was just like, this is an interesting night. Just a random ass night in Fremont. Like, what's going on around here?
It is weird to actually see stuff and like, so I'm saying, like, at first it was like, oh man, a fight. Then it was like my blood was pumping. I was like, this is crazy.
Especially the older you get. You know what I mean? In your 20s, you were guaranteed, if you went to the bar, you were guaranteed to see at least one fight. Hell, you might even be involved, either directly or indirectly. You know, my buddy Leon, he would never let you help him fight. And my favorite moment with that, and I saw him fight a lot of people, man, but we went to the bar. We were regulars at this bar, and there's a group of guys playing pool in the back. And like anything, sometimes if you're just trying to think about something, trying to remember something, you're just kind of staring off into space. Mm-hmm. These guys interpreted that Leon is staring him down. And again, Leon had the distinction of looking like a Klingon. So if he's looking at you, it looks aggressive.
It's like a frown.
Yeah, I mean, it really does. So these guys, they come, 2 minutes later, they come up, like, you got a problem with us? Leon's like, hi, name's Leon. It's like, brother, I don't even know you to have a problem with it, but if you keep yelling at me, then we'll have a problem. They start going back and forth. He's got, let's go outside. So I'm going to get up with my boy Leon. You know, there's another guy named Ralph who's there. Three of us, like, dude, we'll do that. And he's like, no, fellas, I'll be right back. Those are his words. He goes outside. And the other thing was he was limping that day because he'd hurt his knee on the job. So Leon's been bitching about this all night, right?
Was Leon a Marine at this point in time?
No, this is pre-Marine. So Leon goes outside, throws his back to the corner, right? So no one can get behind him. There were literally 5 punches thrown in that fight. And all these dudes laid out on the sidewalk. And he walked back in, picked up his beer, and continued the conversation as though nothing had happened. We're all looking out the window.
Those guys come back into the bar?
No, well, they came in to grab their stuff and they left. Because, I mean, it was short work. Because we went outside, and everyone in the bar, maybe 20 of us, but we're all at the window. Like, man, we should go out there. Pop, 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 pop. I was like, I think he's done. I mean, like, seriously.
He's good. He's good.
Dude, he was a badass dude, man.
God. The reason we asked, where was the last fight you saw? Kind of a different fight here, but it's a tale as old as time, says the story. Bear breaks into a pigsty.
Yeah.
Pigs find bear. Pigs dominate bear. Bear regrets decision. A real life incident happened between a huge black bear and 2 large pigs in Connecticut. And this was all captured on film thanks to the Holmes Ring security camera. The camera was presumably pointed at the pigs' living quarters in New Milford, Connecticut, so the pigs owners could keep a watch on their prized pigs.
Sure.
Prize-winning pigs. The white pig in the video is named Mary, and the black hog is named Hammy. Assuming that Hammy is short for Hamlet.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hammy was inside of the enclosure when Mary spotted the big black bear jumping into the living quarters and charged it. Then Hammy showed up, and the 2 pigs basically fought off this black bear and freaked it out enough to where it jumped back out of the pen. They went after it. The pig's owner, Rebecca Shaw, told local news, I'm very proud of them, because Hammy, the little one especially, he's afraid of his own shadow. And the way he came charging out there when he saw Mary tussling with that bear, he was like, oh no way, you get out of here. It's just kind of weird to see a video where 2 pigs are beating the living crap out of a black bear.
You know what that bear said? There's like 15 of them, man.
Yeah, exactly. He pumped up the numbers.
Did Hammy say Hammy? That black ass pig around the way. Come on, man.
Random.
Hello, Rich. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola. Rich, welcome to the program. Random question. We're talking about fighting a little bit. Let's go with this one. What bit you?
Ooh, well, the last thing that bit me would probably be a girl, but I'm sure it's not the answer you guys want to hear, so let's go with a dog.
What kind of dog?
German Shepherd.
Oh.
Would you mind?
Okay, that's a serious one.
It's still a puppy, so, he's just playing around, but doesn't know any better yet.
All right. And did the girl bite you intentionally, or was that in more of a romantic sense?
More of a romantic sense.
All right, that's good, because occasionally you get involved with a biter and they're a little bit nuts. You just don't know. People who are adults and bite people are crazy in my mind.
But at least if you're being affectionate, you can say, hey, it's different if I'm waiting for the bus in downtown Seattle. Like, I think that person's going to bite me.
He is right, though. Somebody being affectionate, if they like to bite, though, like...
They're just going to.
Right, and you got to be careful. Like, oh, damn. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not into that, and that hurt.
Yeah.
What did the German Shepherd puncture your skin?
So for me, no. My son, yeah, he grabbed him right above the eye. So.
Oh wow! So you were protecting your son.
Yeah.
And was your son just minding his own business, or was he trying to pet the dog?
Well, he was trying to pet the dog. Like I said, it's a buddy of mine, and we just went down there to visit him. And basically, what he found out afterwards was that his neighbor kid, who looked a lot similar to my son, actually went over and beat his dog with his stick, and had great.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Jesus, man,
that's crazy. Raise my ass.
What the hell's wrong with that kid?
I don't know. After opening bottles of, ironically enough, snake wine, a man in China was surprised to find a living venomous snake, which then bit him. The man hurried to the hospital for treatment. He did survive. He had purchased 3 bottles of medical wine with snakes soaking in them as a remedy for his sick child. He waited a year after purchasing the bottles to open them. Unexpectedly, the snakes had reportedly come back to life, according to the China Times.
That is terrifying.
Apparently, when snakes encounter harsh environments, they often enter a dormant state and can survive for several years. Additionally, jars of the wine cannot be completely sealed, so a small amount of air does enter. In 2013, a woman in China was bitten after opening a bottle of snake wine to pour in more wine. The snake within, which had been in the bottle for 3 months, leaped out and bit her. Other bite incidents stemming from snake wine occurred in China in 2009-2001. They say snakes are often used in medicine wine because they're believed to possess medicinal qualities. Snake wine is often advertised to cure a large variety of medical issues, from vision issues to hair loss to erectile dysfunction.
And snake oil salesman.
Can you imagine having a
a
bottle of wine with a live snake in it, but you don't know it's live? It's been sitting on your counter.
Well, if I know it's live,
for
it doesn't
2
get open.
years. Then you open that, and the snake pops out and strikes you.
Have you seen what the snake wine looks like?
I have not.
All right, so they had a picture of it, and they just showed a regular store shelf. So there's multiple bottles. Just picture a handle jug, right? Your moonshiner, your standard jug. Yeah. Inside of it is the wine, the liquid, and then there is a cobra curled up on the inside. But because it's a little bit buoyant, the hood is out, and it looks like it's staring at you. But again, they'll tell you it's been in there for years. And so this guy opened it up, man, and that snake, apparently, it was instant. Came out, grabbed it.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
No way, dude.
Yeah, no chance.
No way. Did you look at this one?
Yeah, but wouldn't you assume it's dead?
Yes.
I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, I get it, but I would not think that thing is still alive.
Come on.
Right.
Come on.
It's literally a jug with a cobra in it.
Come on. Mm-hmm. And that thing is still alive. It's just waiting.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That is insane.
I would agree.
Well, if it's erectile dysfunction, though, whatever it takes.
I'll chance it.
Yeah, whatever.
Random.
Hello, Matthew. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola. Matthew, welcome to the program, the random question. All right, so far we've asked about the last fight you've seen. Mm-hmm. Then we asked about what is taking a bite of you. How about this one? What famous person would you like to just take a swing at?
What famous person would I swing at?
Would you like to just take a swing at? You just don't like them in general. You don't know them. You've never met them. You just, for whatever reason, you take a swing at them.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be that Zac Efron guy.
Zac Efron.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
what is it
he
about
just bugs me. I mean, lately he's done a couple of funny movies, but just something about him chemically gets me. I don't know.
All right. So you're like his natural predator. You can't help yourself. You see Zac Efron, I want to attack him.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good for him either. I'm 265, 6'3".
I was going to say, man, I saw a picture of him on TMZ or something the other day. He was riding 4-wheelers in Costa Rica. Mm-hmm. Of course, he's shirtless because he's Zac Efron. Now, I don't know how tall the guy is. He's jacked.
Sure.
He's definitely built. I don't know how big of a person he is. He seems like one of those Hollywood people
short.
who would be real... Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. I think he's a tiny Hollywood guy.
5'8". 5'8". But look, someone like...
I think it's his voice. I don't know. Something about him. He just bugs me.
But think about someone like... not Zac Efron, Jesus. Mark Wahlberg, right? Oh. Like, he's not a tall guy. No. I still would not want to scrap with him. He's 5'4", 5'5", something like that.
He's jacked.
When you look at him, and I'm like, yeah, height doesn't matter.
He's a lot bigger than Zac Efron, as far as his build is concerned.
And he's been on that tip for a long, long time.
Yeah,
Plus,
he's massive in fitness.
If you know anything about the mentality, let's assume Zac Efron grew up in Huntington Beach, or grew up in Ventura County or whatever the deal is, much different mentality than anybody who grew up in Boston. Because when you grow up in Boston, like the Wahlbergs, they were not this affluent, rich family that had famous sons just because they didn't do anything. One was in New Kids, one was a rapper, now one's an actor, the other's an actor, and all that stuff. Then when you grow up in Boston, the mentality is just different as far as your ability to fight, your anger level at all times.
Yeah. I mean,
the chip you have on your shoulder.
Because if you don't, you get eaten alive, man.
It's a lot like
that
Philly.
simple.
It really is. So.
Very much. Did you hear, I tell you, with the guy from, the coach from St. Peter's, all right?
All right.
St. Peter's, a tiny
Jersey
school.
City, Jersey.
Yeah, they're doing a press conference because they've had a quote-unquote Cinderella story so far. This small school makes it to Sweet 16. Your team does not seem intimidated when they get on the floor. And he goes, look, man, I'm not going to put you fine a point on it. All these dudes are from Jersey or New York City. They ain't scared of nothing. I was like, he's not like intimidating them is not what you can beat them, but you're not going to intimidate them.
Reese Mass, what famous person would you like to take a swing at? UFC fighter Paddy the Bandit Pimblett. He beat Rodrigo Vargas at UFC London on Saturday, and he immediately challenged his next opponent. Asked who he wanted to fight, he said, Mark Zuckerberg. Apparently, Pimblett has had some issues with his Instagram and Facebook accounts getting shut down. According to a source, one of those problems happened after he posted an inspirational message about a young boy who was battling cancer. Well, some followers posted offensive comments about that, and Paddy responded with some, quote, choice words that got him banned. There's no word what he actually said. So after calling out Zuckerberg, he added, lad, I'm going to punch your head in. I am so sick of you. Sick of you shutting my Instagram accounts down when all I do is help charities and help people with mental health problems. You're the biggest bully in the world, lad. In the pre-fight press conference, he also called Zuckerberg a lizard. Your guess is as good as mine. Coming up, the categories, the top 10 U.S. dog breeds and the top 10 cities for Sunday Fun Day. You are listening to The Men's Room.